Welcome to Sandisa TV. Today, we're diving into the bizarre and cautionary tale of how an ambitious campaign manager made a little boy the most powerful person in the world, and then immediately regretted it. This video is full of spoilers, so proceed with caution. And hey, if you enjoy satirical political nightmares, don't forget to like and subscribe. Our story begins with Ralph Hanks, a once brilliant campaign manager who wakes up in a hospital bed, battered and broken. As he struggles to process what happened, a nurse casually asks, "So, how did you end up here?" Which, honestly, is the last thing you want to hear when you're hooked up to N4. Ralph starts telling his story, flashing back to the days when he was a political hotshot, one of the best in the game. He had it all: power, prestige, a snazzy wardrobe, until he didn't. His downfall came when he failed to get the sitting president, James Stevens, re-elected. Stevens was about as popular as a root canal, and the voters sent him packing. As a result, Ralph's career imploded faster than a poorly built house of cards. Years later, we find Ralph in a bar, drowning his sorrows the way all disgraced political figures do, by watching the news and muttering about how the system is broken. That's when he stumbles upon an 11-year-old YouTube sensation named Oliver Foley, a kid famous for making viral videos about video games, pranks, and, get this, his plan to run for president. Now, a normal person would laugh, shake their head, and move on. But Ralph sees an opportunity. He sees redemption. He sees an easy win. After all, the last guy he backed was an actual adult who lost spectacularly. Maybe a child is the answer. Clearly, Ralph skipped Political Science 101. So, he rushes to Oliver's house and somehow convinces the kid's parents that running for president is a totally reasonable thing for a preteen to do. And surprisingly, America eats it up. The public adores Oliver because he's young, relatable, and, unlike most politicians, actually entertaining. Who cares if he doesn't know what NATO is? He can do Fortnite dances. But things start to get tricky. Oliver isn't exactly great at, answering actual policy questions. In his first big debate, he crashes and burns like a middle schooler who didn't study for their history test. The adults on stage make him look completely unqualified, because, well, he is. Just when it looks like the dream is over, Ralph pulls a classic campaign trick: emotional manipulation. He learns that Oliver's dog, Homer, has cancer. So, instead of focusing on the economy or foreign policy, they turn the entire campaign into a sob story about a boy and his dying dog. And boom, America falls in love. The Iowa caucus rolls around, and despite the fact that Oliver should be more concerned with homework than healthcare reform, he wins. Fast forward, and somehow, because logic no longer exists, Oliver actually becomes President of the United States. At this point, things go from laughably absurd to downright terrifying. Oliver, now drunk on power, and probably soda, takes full control of the White House. He's not just a kid playing pretend anymore, he's the real deal, and he's running the country like it's his personal treehouse. Ralph quickly realizes he's created a monster. Oliver is unpredictable, impulsive, and completely incapable of handling any real crisis. He makes decisions the way a child would, because he is a child. And when Ralph starts to express concerns, Oliver doesn't take it well. Instead of listening to reason, the kid, who, let's not forget, has the nuclear codes, declares that Ralph is a traitor. And since Oliver doesn't believe in things like due process, he orders the Secret Service to take care of him. In other words, "Hey, guys, can you shoot this guy for me? Thanks." But here's the kicker. Right before Ralph gets taken out, Oliver smirks and drops a bombshell: he made up the whole story about his dog being sick. That's right, Homer was never dying. Oliver just needed a heartwarming tale to win votes, and it worked like a charm. And that, my friends, is the moment Ralph realizes he's been outplayed by a child. Back in the hospital, Ralph slowly pieces together his final humiliation. Turns out, thanks to one of Oliver's new laws, old doctors are no longer allowed to practice medicine. Why? Because, in Oliver's infinite wisdom, adults are boring and outdated. Instead, the surgeon about to operate on Raph is, yep, you guessed it, a literal child. And that's where we leave him, staring into the abyss, realizing that he not only destroyed his own life, but possibly the entire country. So, what's the moral of the story? Maybe it's that politics should be left to people who actually understand it. Maybe it's a warning about the dangers of viral fame. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that giving absolute power to a petulant child is a very bad idea. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments, would you vote for an 11-year-old if they had a really cute dog? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.